Y'all give it for Katie.
So my name is Katie Cook, and I'm a senior at Grand Oaks High School, and I go to the Woodlands First Baptist Church. There they are. So I'm really excited to be here today because I was actually supposed to speak at this event last year, and it got canceled because of COVID and rain and everything. So this is a long time coming for me, so I'm really excited to be here. Okay, so I'm just gonna get right into it. My life verse for tonight is John 13:7, and that is, "For you do not know what I am doing now, but later you will understand." And I think that this verse just perfectly encompasses my testimony, and you'll see that once we actually get into it. So I'm just gonna go right in. So I accepted Christ when I was about 6 or 7 years old. I grew up in a Christian household. My parents who are here, they're like the best role models I could have had of faith and everything. So I really, there was never another option for me. I always knew, that I was going to be a Christian. This is what I wanted. So I'm just going to kind of skip, because if I tell my whole testimony, I would be here forever. So I'm going to skip to my junior year. So at the beginning of my junior year, I got in a pretty bad car accident, which shook me up. I switched to online school because of the car accident, and then I started having some medical problems that were unknown. So you could say that in my life, at the beginning of my junior year, my life was out of control. And if you know me, I kind of really like to be in control. I like to know what's going on. I like to have a say over what's happening in my life. So not having control caused me to start to spiral. So a little background, I've been dealing with anxiety since I was in 8th grade, and then I started on medication for it when I was a sophomore. So it's been something that's always been pretty prevalent in my life, but once all these things started happening, it became crazy. And I started dealing with severe anxiety, and I started dealing with severe depression, and they were two things that were battling against each other. My depression caused me to never want to get out of bed, to never want to do anything, but my anxiety caused me to have to put up these perfect appearances. I had to be the perfect Christian girl. I had to go to church every Sunday, but I couldn't tell anyone about it because they would judge me, and I would be a bad Christian if I told someone that I'm struggling with this, and I don't know what's going on, and I don't know if I can trust God right now because my life is completely out of control. And so I kept it to myself, and I took control of it. I decided that this was my fight and no one else's, and I wasn't going to talk to anybody else about it. This was going to be my thing, and no one else was going to know. And so I slipped into this really bad place. I was ruder than ever. I was a terrible person. I wasn't kind to my family, my friends. I didn't want to hang out with anybody, but I had to put up this appearance that I was so happy. And so I think that's something that's not just a me thing. I think that's something that a lot of people have gone through. And I've talked to people that feel as though they have to put up this perfect facade when they deal with this thing. So I just wanted to touch on that because I feel like there's probably people here who have dealt with this same thing. So basically, my depression and anxiety started to spiral into these thoughts. They started spiraling into me praying. They started spiraling into me praying that God would take my life because I couldn't do this anymore. I couldn't be here and feel these things and put up this facade anymore because it hurt too bad. It hurt too much. And so it ended up, for a month, I felt this, and I felt like I just wanted to go. But the only thing that got me through, and I need you to hear this, is that if God has not taken you from this earth, then He is not done with your story. He isn't done. And that is the only thing that got me through. And so one night, I decided that it was too much, and I needed it to be done. And so I prayed to God, and I said, if it is not my time, then please take control because I can't do this anymore. I need help. And so I prayed that prayer, and I said, I don't know what the help is going to come in. I don't know if that's you giving someone in my church the idea that this is what I'm going through. If it's counseling, I don't know what it is. And so the next morning I woke up, and a few hours later I walked downstairs, and my mom asked me if I thought I needed to start going to counseling. And I told her yes. I said, yes, I do. And I knew in that moment that that was a God thing, that God was answering my prayers. And that's when my life did a 180, when I relinquished control to God. because we are not meant to be in control of our lives. God is in control of our lives, not us. We need to give him the reins, or else we're never going to be able to do this on our own, because life is so hard by ourselves. And we need God for our purpose, for everything. And so, let me pull out my notes again, because I need to finish this off. So when my life made a 180, I started to get this thing that I describe as Jesus joy. It's not happiness. I think we've all experienced happiness before, but it's so fleeting. But Jesus joy is so eternal. So whenever you relinquish this control that you have over your life to God, he gives you this joy that is just unmatched, and this peace that is unmatched. And so what I wanted to leave you guys with is that you aren't on your own. You don't have to go through your struggles alone. God is with you. And then I want to reiterate it one more time. If you are not taken from this earth, God is not done with you. And that's my story.
Amen. Thank you so much.